College Algebra Exam 2 Review. All right. So, solve each polynomial inequality graph and write an interval notation. So we are going to follow those instructions. Okay. So let's say, first we need to find some critical points. So one thing I'm going to do is we're going to find a critical point that would make this undefined, or to put another way, we're going to find out what x value would make that denominator equal to 0. So I set 2x minus 1 equal to 0, and now I'm solving it. So we undo the subtraction 1 by adding 1 to both sides. And then we undo the multiplication of x by 2 by dividing by 2. And that gives x is equal to 1/2. Okay, I've got that information. So now I'm going to multiply both sides by 2x minus 1. These cancel out, leaving me x plus 4 is less than or equal to 3 times 2x, which is 6x, 3 times negative 1, which is negative 3. At this point, I am going to solve for x minus x plus 3 plus 3. Cancel, 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 cancel. And we end up with 7 is less than or equal to 5x. We undo multiplication of x by 5 by dividing by 5. Whatever you do to one side, you do together. And what we end up with is 7/5 is less than or equal to x. So we got our second critical point. Okay, so we have critical points. Now these points are slightly different. This one is going to have, the first one's going to have parentheses. And the second one, this one over here, is going to have brackets. Okay, cool. So let's draw a number line. Put a 0 in the middle. And we need to have a 1/2. And I'll put way over here. This is not proportional. I'm just trying to spread them out. And put it over here. Okay. So there's 3 different parts of this thing, right? And I want to figure out which parts to include. So I'm going to test this part right here. I can call it A, B, or C. You can do whatever you want, or you just test. So I'm going to test the first one. Test point. I'm going to make test point 0, because it's easy to plug in a 0. So we go back to the original equation. 0 plus 4 over 2 times 0 minus 1 is less than or equal to 3, which is 4 over negative 1, which is negative 4 is less than or equal to 3. Right? 0 plus 4 is 4. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. 4 divided by negative 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 is less than or equal to 3, and that is true. So check. All right, let's try the next one. So I want to pick a point somewhere between here. 1 would be an easy thing to plug in, so I'm going to plug in a 1. Okay. So 4 plus 1 is 5. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. And 5. 5 divided by 1 is 5. Okay, so would you say 5 is less than or equal to 3? No, we would not. 5 is greater than 3, so that doesn't work. So this is a big X. Okay, let's move on to the next one over here. And let's try instead the point over here of something bigger than 7/5, which would be like a 2. So we'd say 2 plus 4 over 2 times 2 minus 1 is less than or equal to 3. So 2 plus 4 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Is 2 less than or equal to 3? Yes, it is. So that's true. We check that one. Okay, excellent. I'm going to double check the middle one just to make sure. We used 1 as a test point. 1 plus 4 is 5. 2 on the bottom. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 5 divided by 1 is 5. So yeah, that doesn't count. Okay, so let's shade this in. I'll use red just to kind of differentiate. So we have that, and we have that. Now, like I said before, the critical point that we got from the 1/2, that is a parenthesis. And the critical point that we got from the other one, the 7/5, that is a bracket. Okay, now we want to convert that into interval notation. So negative infinity all the way at 2, but not including 1/2. union, bracket, 7/5, including 7/5, going all the way to positive infinity. And that's it. Let's try some variable problems. All right. Okay, so let's say we have a kinetic, let's say we have kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, I'm going to use E. And we're going to say that varies equals K, jointly multiplying repeatedly by the mass and the square of the velocity. So mass and square of the velocity, or velocity squared there, okay? And cool, all right. Now, you don't actually have to these dots in between. I'm just trying to emphasize that this is multiplication. So we have, they say a mass of 8. They say a velocity of 3 gives you 36 ergs. So 36 ergs. Excellent. Okay, so now we do order of operation. We deal with the square first. 3 times 3 is 9. Cool. 36 equals 8 times 9 is 63. I'm sorry. 8 times 9 is 72. And now we divide both sides by 72. And we end up with 0.5 is equal to K. Rewrite it. E is equal to 0.5 mv squared. Okay, now find the kinetic energy, E, if the mass is 4 and the velocity is 6. That's a typo right there. It should be spaced out, and that should be 2. Sorry about that. Okay, so 6 squared is 36. All right, so we multiply everything through. 0.5 times 4 is 2. 2 times 36 is 72. All right, so we got our energy is equal to 72. One's intelligence quotient, or IQ. I'm actually going to use IQ, just because I find that. You can use more than one letter if you want to. Okay, so IQ varies directly. So varies is equal to K. Directly means multiplication. As the person's mental age, I'm going to use M for that. Inversely, as the person's chronological age, I'm going to use C for that. Okay, so now we say a person with a mental age of 25 and a chronological age of 20 has an IQ of 125. Excellent. Okay, so we have 125 is equal to 25 divided by 20 is 1.25. So that's 1.25K. We undo the multiplication of K by 1.25 by dividing by 1.25. And that gives me 100. So K apparently is equal to 100. Go back and rewrite the original equation, except where I see K, I'm going to write in 100. Now they want us to find the... What is the chronological age? Okay, so we're solving for C, of a person with a mental age of 40 and an IQ of 80. Okay, so we multiply both sides by C to undo the division by C to get rid of that C in the denominator. Those cancel out. That leaves me 80C is equal to 100 times 40 are 4,000, Then we divide that by 80, divide by 80, cancel, cancel. C, oops, is equal to 50. So it looks like the chronological age is